Aquarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Aquarians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we have here for the Aquarius collective in mid to late October? What energies, messages, insights can you take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aquarius it's about to be Scorpio season, back into Libra, moving into Scorpio, mid to late October. What's happening? What's going on for Aquarius here? Please and thank you. The deck is being a little specific. For those of you that are new here, I only read jumpers, and usually the Aquarius card comes out in the first shuffle or so. Okay, so this is a very etheric energy that's showing up at the front of your reading this week. Very daydreamy, imaginative. I often get this card for water signs. And listen, I know Aquarius is the water bearer. Technically, you're an air sign. But when I see this, it's just extremely etheric and imaginative. And that could be a very good thing. But at the same time, it could be challenging. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more about this card. So we see this lovely lady. It looks like she's doing a yoga pose or meditating, maybe taking a little nap, right? And notice that there's a clock above her and the numbers are all flying off in funky little directions and different shapes. The background is very etheric and dreamy. So for some of you, this could literally just connect to the dream state. Some of you might just be having real funky dreams, vivid dreams, where spirit's trying to communicate with you when I see this card. But it's just extremely imaginative. So for any of you that are into creative pursuits, whether it's businesses or just ways to express yourself, and listen, I know Aquarius is a very expressive sign. Aquarians carry a very intense energy to them, and you need a release valve. So whether that is music or painting or drawing or writing, you name it, spirit could be asking you to lean into that, especially when this shows up, because it could represent very active mind. And when that happens, it could turn into like high strung. Like if you don't have a release for it, it's going to get very high strung. We're just going to leave it at that for now. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my Aquarians. Let's see what's happening into late October. And yeah, while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was titled A Big Return. So even within the next couple of weeks, whether it's situations that you've dealt with before, or things that you've dealt with, similar things, or even people, to me, it felt last week that there's energies that could start resurfacing, feelings that start resurfacing. So do with that information what you will. And it could continue for a while, but let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Aquarians. What's happening here? Real quick. All right, 2 of Swords. That showed up in the Libra reading too. So maybe it is an air sign thing. This is a card of the unexpected, the unknown. Hopefully it's not confusion. Okay, and it also ties into the headspace. Let's get a couple more before we start really dissecting it, right? Thank you. Lady Justice, okay. So there's the Libra energy. I already mentioned Libra twice this reading. So if you're connected to one or you have Libra placements yourself, maybe you might want to watch that. That was a very positive reading. And then boom, there it is. The Wheel of Fortune, my good friends. One of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck. Okay, we do have some themes and archetypes that we're going to want to look at here, Aquarius. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I feel like for the most part, these are energies that you could probably roll with. These are energies that even if you are going through some difficult things, like these don't feel too overwhelming for you. I feel like you could make it work for one reason or another. Because elementally, and I always look at elements first, we're starting off with double air energy. which is Aquarius vibe. So you could deal with it. Air energy and swords, they represent the realm of the mind and communication. So you see what I mean? Even though I said this one was a little more watery, there's a really, really strong mental activity in this time for a lot of you. Okay, and you might want to put it to good use. We have 2 major arcana aside from the 2 air. So very expansive Jupiter energy as well. So, and karmic, right, with the Lady Justice and the wheel. So let's talk about it, because there's a lot of similarities. I feel like it's layered within this reading. Let's go through piece by piece. Position number 1, we are starting with the 2 of Swords. So we see this individual, it's nighttime, there's a moon up in the sky, they're hoodwinked, they're bamboozled, they're blindfolded. Yes, in its classical sense, it could represent someone that's feeling a little confused, someone that's feeling a little indecisive, not sure what to do. Some of you might feel like you're in no man's land, where it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? It's like giving me that type of vibe. But it also has other connotations. 2s can represent being at a crossroads. 2s can represent partnerships as well. And this is one of my bigger cards of mystery. I say it whenever it shows up, just like the moon. The 2 of Swords to me is the unknown, the unexpected, things that we don't see coming. And that could be part of the challenge of this card too. But similar to this Wheel of Fortune, it moves so quick. So there is this energy and a lot of mystery around the Aquarians in this time. So things could be popping up out of nowhere. I'm not getting a super positive or challenging vibe just yet. We're going to have to clarify. But moving into the center, we have Lady Justice. Fair, balanced, Libra energy. So maybe you have the placements, maybe you know one. There's a lot of meanings that go in with this card. So when we're talking about decisions and choices, possibly, and we have Lady Justice, this is an energy that's weighing options. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to do the right thing for the right reasons. This is a very fair type of energy. So, I mean, all that stuff can go in the inverse. Hopefully you're not dealing with situations where you feel like the odds are stacked against you. I know that's a quick way to upset an Aquarius if they feel like something's not right or not fair for everyone involved. But when I see Lady Justice, I think of that balanced type of energy. In this time, watch out for anything you're going to put your signature on, like contracts. Watch out for legal situations when Lady Justice is in here, because she could be signifying stuff like that. A big thing with her, though, is that she is the strongest karmic energy. Now, when we talk about karma, that's a very complex topic to speak on. It's not just, you put out and get it in return. Of course, that's part of karma, but it could also tie into the life's journey, things that we experience, okay? The cycles we go through. And it's interesting that last week we saw things returning. Now Lady Justice is here and the wheel right next to it. So we'll see what's up with her when we get to it. I'm not feeling anything too bad, because when we go from 2 of Swords to Lady Justice, it's like, okay, clarity. Okay, now it makes sense. On to the back end, we have one of the best cards in the whole deck. We got the Wheel of Fortune. Expansive, beautiful, Jupiter energy. It's extremely lucky. I always say this is the 4-leaf clover of the tarot deck to me. So some of you might want to play the lotto real quick when this card's in the mix. And again, I feel like it's just very lucky. So you might catch a lucky break. For a portion of you, maybe there's a situation where you feel like trying your luck, where it's like, okay, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try my luck. That's very possible when this card's here. So you might be a little more of a daredevil than you normally are when this card shows up. Other things with the wheel, aside from that beautiful expansive energy, is that it moves very, very quickly. It is a very sudden moving type of energy. It is also karmic. It speaks about the cycles of life. So you see what I'm saying? We have like these 2 mysterious types of energies, or sudden type of vibes. We have 2 decision making. We have 2 air. We have 2 karmic. They're like things are coming in 2s, like 2, 2, 2. And we have the 2 of Swords. So watch for the number signs. I want to dive deeper on all of it though, Aquarius. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What's going on? What is going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 2 of Swords. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Aquarius, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, 2 of Swords time. What's happening? Thank you. 4 of Wands, the 1111 card. Okay. Another karmic Another very lucky energy too. All right, so it's interesting to me that I was just speaking about the twos, the number signs. Then we have my card of number signs that show up. I like what I'm seeing here for the most part, but I do have to tell a lot of Aquarians, keep your eyes open for signs, synchronicities, and omens, because you might be receiving a lot of them. When we have the 1111 card, when I was picking up on the number signs, when we have these karmic energies and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like universal energy trying to get your attention. Now, I do feel for a lot of you, it is going to come in the form of encouragement and where to lead you as opposed to warn you, because I feel like when it comes to signs and synchronicities, usually it's either a warning or it's a guidepost. I feel like for a lot of you, whatever omens you might be receiving are going to be guideposts. And if you haven't had any recently, or if you're a scientific-minded person and you think they're just coincidences, strap in, because things like that are really going to start to elevate in the coming days and weeks. Like there's a strong tie or communication coming in from the spirit side. I usually don't say stuff like that in a general reading. Now, the Four of Wands could represent home. It could represent family. It's a very celebratory type of energy. And it ties into a very similar message I got to in the Libra reading. So aside from all the synchronicities and omens we were discussing, this is a win straight up. And underneath the Two of Swords, it's like, okay, even if you don't know how you're going to get there, the end result is going to be the same. It's like you don't need to know all the steps to your final result. It's like, who cares about what's going to go on in the middle? Just know that you're going to get the final result, which feels okay to me. Let's keep moving. Again, there's just so much karmic energy here, but let's see what Lady Justice has to say. We'll see what she has, and we'll do a quick little, and we'll keep it moving. Yeah, because we still have the wheel, and so already we're picking up like the unexpected, surprising types of wins and victories already here on the front. But let's see what shows up. Why is Lady Justice here for Aquarius, please? Thank you. Three of Wands, there's a lot of fire in the undercurrent. Now, Aquarius, I'm just going to mention here, elementally, remember I was saying we were very heavy on the air. Now we're heavy on the fire in the undercurrent. And you know, I say it in every sign, every reading where it's fire and air heavy, this could be volatile. Volatile could be good for action and forward movement, but at the same time, it could be unpredictable. It could be unexpected. It could be explosive. So I feel like for a lot of you, there could be something or a situation where like it sparks. We have an ignition type of vibe happening here. Three of Wands, the ships are about to come in. Something's almost there. It's almost within reach. And under Lady Justice with this karmic energy, again, the Four of Wands, the Three of Wands, it's like we have the ones, these omens, the twos, all these different signs are pointing to something for you. Okay, like, but do you have the eyes to see it? That's the question. Can you discern what Spirit's trying to tell you? And listen, I don't say that in a judgmental way. I'm just asking the question. But yeah, the Three of Wands, another good thing to me. We have this explosive energy, and we're still pointing towards victory. We're pointing towards coming out on top with something. So again, for a lot of you, if you are going through a tough situation or things seem a little down, seem a little glum, I feel something heating up quick with all these energies here. Another card of manifestation. Let's keep moving. And the way this is playing to me this week for you, Aquarius, is like, yeah, we have the classical meanings of the cards, but I feel like the elements of the energy and the number signs of the energy are more important. Let's go in on the wheel and see what that has to say. This is a nice switch of energy, you know, because even before last week, I know it's been a little bumpy road in the Aquarius readings, but I'm loving what I'm picking up. Let's go in on that wheel. Let's go in on the wheel. Thank you. Yeah, even more fire. So we have the Eight of Wands in the upright underneath this Wheel of Fortune. So two of the fastest cards in the whole entire deck. Now, for a lot of you, this could be some really good or really exciting news coming in for you, because the Eight of Wands does link into communication. But notice how the energy of the whole spread flows. It's like, yeah, we got this little bit of mystery. The Four, it's not moving much. We're getting signs. It's almost here. And then boom, takeoff. So for a lot of you, again, this has to be an explosive winner victory. It has to be, with the way this shows up. So again, if you're going through situations that are frustrating you, if you're going through anything that feels a little slow, or even things seem a little boring, if you're wanting to change something, or if you're wanting to make progress, the time is upon you. The time is coming. And I feel like the powerful omens here, Spirit trying to talk to you, because again, communication, and we have the universal energy. So please keep your eyes open for the omens, all right, because they show up everywhere throughout this reading. I would say so far your reading is probably the most unique out of the whole zodiac that I've filmed this week. So let's go through and do a quick recap. Great stuff there on the back end. Then we'll get into the shadow card, but if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, 2 of swords with the 4 of wands. Like I said, yeah, not much happening there. I was getting the thing about the signs and the omens early and often, but the energy is not really moving too much initially. Okay, to me, it's building up, it's building up, it's building up. The signs are still going to be coming. We have Lady Justice and the 3 of wands. It's almost upon us. I really do like how this energy feels as well. Again, this is that fire-air combination, very explosive already. And when we get to the back end, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the 8 of Wands, 2 of the fastest cards in the deck, where it's just ignition, takeoff, where it's like we're building, we're building, we're building, kaboom, like huge breakthrough type of energy. So again, I feel for a lot of you, this explosive winner victory energy in a big way. I feel like it's claimable, but at the same time, the omens and synchronicities, even if you don't believe in omens, the synchronicities are going to be very blatant for you, like to see. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. This could be good, especially if you're wanting to switch things up or change something up. This energy really supports that. Okay, so let's see what's happening. What's going on here so far? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out here for you. What's in the shadows for Aquarius, please? Thank you. Queen of Wands. So you see the underlying fire, with these 3 cards. Now we have the Queen of Wands showing up in the shadows. Now, this is a really good card to see in the shadows because to me, I feel like she's a card of, if you're not connected to a fire sign, of course, remember, it's not gender specific, but if you're connected to a fire sign, this could be their energy in the undercurrent. That's not the case. The Queen of Wands to me is a card of self-confidence. It's a card of aesthetics, beauty, sexiness, all that stuff, and just being confident in oneself. So when we see her in the shadows, yeah, maybe some of you are thinking about changing your look up or changing your aesthetic. I know Aquarius is having an awesome sense of style, so Queen of Wands does as well, but to me, it's someone that believes in themselves. So listen, again, when it comes to Aquarians, I know a ton in my personal life, and I know they're generally very confident, straightforward types of individuals, and that's a good thing when this card is here. Don't let, if there's a situation that gives you a setback, don't let it bruise your self-confidence. Always continue to believe in yourself, and I don't want to sound like a cheesy advertisement or a cheesy movie, but when she shows up in the shadows, there are things about self-confidence that could be important. So maybe Spirit's just having me reassure you through this video. So Aquarius, that's what I got for you, my good friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.